Hi everyone, it's Kevin again, and in this video I'm going to offer 5 tips that will help you fly your Phantom drone and avoid crashes. In this video we will not be discussing regulations or laws concerning drone flying, as they vary from country to country, city to city, etc., and are constantly changing. The purpose of this video will be tips on avoiding crashes. I'm guessing a lot of the people watching this video are fairly new to flying or maybe planning to fly for the first time. So, tip number 1, for those planning to fly for the first time, make your first flight in an open area with nothing around you. While the Phantoms are relatively easy drones to fly, it does take a bit of practice to get used to the sensitivity of the controls and the speed. It's surprising how quickly mistakes can happen, and the bottom line is, if you're out in an open area, you'll have more time to react. Okay, so on to tip number 2, always pilot from behind the drone. This is something that I find very helpful, and what does it mean exactly? Well, as shown in the pic, the default setting for the drone controls is mode number 2. This means that the front of the drone is the direction that the camera faces, and the battery lights are at the back of the drone. Always having the back of the drone facing you makes the control sticks operate intuitively. For example, moving the left stick to the left will make the front of the drone turn to the left, and if the drone is moving either toward you or away from you, it will veer to the left. It's the opposite, of course, if moving the stick to the right. Now, looking at the right stick, moving it to the right will make the drone move to the right, and of course moving it to the left will make the drone move to the left. Pretty basic. Pushing the right stick forward will make the drone go forward, and pulling it back toward you will make the drone come back toward you. Again, very intuitive. If the front of the drone is facing you, all of these controls will be the opposite and not very intuitive. If you need a quick refresher on the controls, pause the video here on this screenshot from the manual. Tip number 3, never let a large object get between you and your drone. Folks, I can't stress this enough, particularly if you have one of the Phantom 3 models. If you let your drone get behind something like a hill, a bridge, or a building, your controller will not be able to communicate with the drone and you will lose control of it. If Smart Return to Home is enabled, your drone will by default rise 30 meters and then head back to the spot it took off from. This can help, but there's no telling what will be in the way of the return path. The Phantom 4 has a collision detection system, so you might be okay in that situation, but it's still very risky. Tip number 4, always keep a line of sight to your drone. This is mostly common sense really, as if you can't see your drone, it's much harder to control it. Even though the video feed from the camera helps, it isn't enough because you can't see what's behind the drone or off to the sides. And also, if you lose GPS positioning and the drone goes into ADI mode, you will need to see your drone in order to fly it. In ADI mode, the drone maintains altitude, but horizontal movement is manually controlled. Tip number 5, never fly too close to a building or object. With GPS controlling the positioning of the Phantoms, they are excellent for location control, and it's easy and tempting to get right up close to the objects. But my advice is to always maintain some distance. The reason is that every once in a while the Phantom drones have been known to lose GPS signaling and go into ADI mode. When that happens, the drones usually start drifting off right away. In that situation, it's always good to have some distance from the object so you can recover quickly. Well, those are the 5 tips from this video. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope these tips help out. Stay tuned, as there will be another video out soon with more tips for flying your Phantom. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or contact me via email at surrealskiesyyc@gmail.com. Thanks.